Hi, I'm Nashlin, and thank you for watching iLearnToAnimate.com.
Now we are moving on to rotating our bouncing ball animation. Okay, so currently this is what I have. If I play back, this is bouncing ball, but it doesn't have rotation, so it is not very realistic. So what we can do is, if you're using my file, my model, it has been rigged so that if you look closer, there's one controller that says ball translate. And if you deselect by selecting outside and then click on the one that is curvy, okay, it is called ball rotate scale. If you're unable to find the controller, what you can do is you can go to Windows Outliner and you should be able to see that ball rig, there's a rotate and there's a translate. Okay, so we're gonna use the rotate and scale, right? So having this being selected, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate clockwise direction in this view. Normally, I do not use the outer circle because you will get the habit of doing it when you are in perspective view. Let me just show you. If I am in perspective view, let me just show one of this in perspective view. Okay, and if you're gonna use the outer circle, the tendency is look closely on this, is that when you rotate, you actually rotate in all different axes. Why is this happening? Because the outer circle rotates based on the view that you are looking at now. So if I'm looking over at this angle and I rotate, it will be based on this view. That is good and bad. However, if you're going to start off with doing animation, I would suggest we stick to using one axis at a time. We rotate this axis. Okay, so the first thing first, we haven't got any keyframes over here, and in order not to key too many keys at one go, what I would do is I will just rotate first, and I can see on here that there is a um, rotate X is being increased. Okay, so this will be where I should have a key. So in order to key this very quickly, I will just right click on the rotate X and key selected. The purpose of doing this is that you do not key too many keyframes at one time, and it gets easier to manage when you are doing your animation. Okay, so once I've got that keyed, what I should do is I should go all the way to where it's going to stop moving. To check where it stops moving, to be precise, you can actually select the controller that is translating the ball, and you can see that I stopped at frame 120. Okay, so at frame 120 is where I should have the rotation to end the keyframe. Okay, so having my timeline, my header to time player, having my time player to be at 120, I deselect by selecting some elsewhere and select the curve so that I'm selecting the rotate and scale. Right now, I will just have my auto key turn on. You can see from here if it's turned on, it's red color, and I'll rotate. Okay, I'm not sure how much to rotate, but this is going to be a trial and error. So I'm going to go back all the way and then play back to check. You can see that there's a little bit of sliding at the end. Just look over again. So I'm going to just try to adjust it a little each single time. Okay, go all the way back, play back. So this is how it looks like. What you can also do to refine the animation is to go to Windows, Animation Editor, Graph Editor, to turn on your Graph Editor. And as you can see, because I have the rig only with rotate, you will only show the rotate X curve in this Graph Editor. Um, like always, I will try to apply principle of animation, which is when it rotates at the start, it should be fast, and when it ends, it should be slower and slower. So depending on realisticness of this animation, I'm gonna just try and error and try to adjust this. So a quick way to adjust is this. Okay, it gets constant speed. For this manner, it will be constant speed. You can see that this is the degree. The value over here is the degree, and it gets constant speed to up to around this timing. It starts to slows down and stops the rotate to totally. Of course, you can play around with this too. Oops, select this and rotate. Okay, just play around with this. Let me just minimize and go all the way to the front and play back. Okay, now you can see that at the end, it actually slides a little bit more. So what I should do is go to frame 120 and keep on adjusting until I'm happy with it. So continue to adjust. Okay, now it looks slightly, actually quite close to what I want to get, but still a little bit of sliding. If you observe carefully, you can see that it slides and doesn't follow it. There's no mm, shortcut way to do this. You just have to use your eyes to observe and be very observant. So I'm going to just edit a little bit more and try again. Okay, maybe just a bit more should do the trick. Okay. So this is something that is nice. And at the same time, I do have my bouncing ball to roll back a little just to show that it is more realistic. So same thing, I'll go to frame 140 and select my rotation controller, and roll it back a little bit. Okay, just a very little bit, so that you can see that just by scrubbing the timeline, you can see that it is moving um, according to the distance moved. So let me just play back all the way. Okay, you take some time to observe, and maybe it doesn't really move that well. So let me just turn on my graph editor to check. Okay, hold down alternate and then middle mouse, you can move it. If you want to zoom upwards vertically, hold down alternate and shift and right click and drag. Okay, so you can see something like this. You can see over here that it goes down and up. So this is not actually what I want. I, oops, I will probably want it to be directly like this. If you do not want to affect the previous animation, okay, what you can do, you can actually break the tangent. Okay, just go a bit wider. You can see the tools over here. Break tangent. Once I broke it, I can adjust this without affecting the front handle. Okay, so maybe something like this. If I do not want it to be too harsh, I can make it subtle. So from here, let's try again. Go all the way back, play it. So this looks okay to me. I'm quite satisfied with this animation. Right, so in order to play blast this, I'm going to string my window so that I can see the green color box, this green color box. Okay, and gonna adjust it. Hold on, alternate, adjust this. I can zoom in even more. It's a bit too much, so hold on alternate and right click to zoom in a more precise manner. Okay, then shift. Okay, right to the left side and all the way to the right hand side. Okay, so this looks okay to me. Maybe I just position it nicely over here. Now, why do I actually do such arrangement? Um, because I do not have a camera, and the fastest way to adjust this view is by having it all the animation within this frame. The purpose of having to do this is when you're showing people in demo, you want people to see things clearly, and this actually helps. Okay, so last but not least, I'm gonna hide my curve controller so I can just see this. And all you need to do is right click, okay, go all the way to the bottom, or if you Windows, play blast, and turn this on, come across this. Same thing, make sure I have it along as time slider, view, okay, quick time, H.264, quality I can have it at maximum if you want to, and I'm gonna save it as number 4 and play blast. Okay, once you're done, this is my animation. Okay, so I hope you are able to achieve up to this stage, because once you are at this stage, that means you got your first demo reel, which is your bouncing ball. Okay, now um, it is important that you have this video as your demo reel so that when you are out in the industry and you're looking for a job, you're able to show people that you can do it and you do it well. Okay, and the more you compile, the better your portfolio will get and the higher chance you'll get hired, right? So if you have reached up to this stage, congratulations, and I do hope that you continue to create more animation to build up your portfolio. I will also create more tutorial for you to follow and for you to build up your portfolio. Thank you for watching iLearnToAnimate.com.